Q&UPDATEZ. Welcome to Q&UPDATEZ. Hosted by New Lewi. Let's go!
Next garden. Watch you move like John Stockton. I'm a shooter, John Spartan. Watch my back, no pardon. This ain't the grassy, but I get the noggin. The medicine's rockin'. You running, we jogging. My city just got him like who want a problem. I hope you can stop him, cuz
Newburgh niggas in the spotlight. Got Queen niggas in the spotlight. Brooklyn niggas in the spotlight. Harlem niggas in the spotlight. BX niggas in the spotlight. LI niggas in the spotlight. SI niggas in the spotlight. Upstate niggas in the spotlight.
this what New York sound like. 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 I just got back to the town like ooh. I just got back to the town like I just got back to the town like ooh. I just got back to the town.
Got our special guest Judah Feenom. I was checking out his songs on Spotify. He got some good tunes. So we're looking forward to doing an interview with him. So check him out.
Wow, took forever.
Locked in. Yo, peace, brother. Peace.
You
Peace.
got,
Yo,
you got
I'm
me.
in threw me
Got
under the
trying
bus.
to
He was like,
entertain
oh, he's like,
myself.
our guest to be on time. Yo, I'm in the room like
That's what's up, man. How you doing, man?
what's going on, brother?
I'm doing well. You can hear me all right?
Yes, sir.
All right, all right. I'm glad we finally have you on because I'm here just freestyling, just acting crazy.
Nah, you was sitting. You was sitting. We was here the whole time. I'm like, yo, I felt like I was a ghost, nigga. Like, I'm here, nigga.
So
What's up, baby? What's the vibes?
we good, man. We go quickly get started really quick. So I just want to take the time to say what's up, everybody. Welcome to Q and Updates. I'm your host, New Lewi. Here on Q and Updates, we sit down with artists, entrepreneurs, creatives, and rising voices from our communities. We have our special guest tonight, Judah Feenom. We're gonna take the time to tap in with him. So share the live, share the love, share the live, share the love. Of course, we want to start, brother, with that name. Of course, we want to talk about that special guest you have next to you. But start out with just telling us your name and how did that come about?
So, originally my rap name used to be the Don Phenom. That's who I was growing up when I was a kid. You know, a lot of
Okay.
old school rapper influence, mobster influence. You know, that type of stuff. And I never copyrighted it. I never got it trademarked or nothing. And this
Mm,
Albanian cat one day, he changed his name to Don Phenom. And I go
wow.
on the internet. He got like millions of views on all his videos. Shout out Don Phenom.
Wow.
Yeah. So I'm like, dang, I need something new. You know, I got a little bit of Jamaican roots in me, and I like to
Okay.
do a lot of wordplay. So I came up with the name Judah Phenom, like Judah Phenom, like also like Big Judah, like you know what I mean,
Okay.
like it can mean a bunch of things, but you know, it's just a name. It's just my rap name. It's my handle.
But it worked out for a good reason, man, because I like that name. I like that
Well,
name.
why do you like the name?
I mean, for me, of course, it has kind of that um, biblical roots, but not just
Right.
biblical, but just that it has that foundation of being the chosen one, which kind of goes with the phenom. You know what I mean? So it's you really
Judah's
stepping up to the
Phenom,
plate,
Judah Phenom, Judah. Like I said, wordplay, baby,
right?
wordplay.
Yeah, that's what's up, man. That's good to hear. So when it comes to the music, when did it first become serious for you?
It became serious. I was 14 years old. I went to South Junior High, and I thought I can be a skateboarder. So what I used to do is I used to skate all the time.
Why is she laughing? Don't laugh.
About 6 months into the 6 months into my skateboard career, your boy fell. Boo.
Ouch.
Cracked my wrist in two places. I said, yo, I'm gonna be a rapper. I was 14 years old. I was in that cast to say, yeah, I'm gonna get a new hobby. I'm gonna be a rapper. You
Wow.
know? Yeah, and
Okay.
my cousin 718 the plug, he was always into it. I grew up in a family full of musicians. My other cousin was in this clique called the Derelict Camp. And you know, they was popping all over Queens and stuff. So So,
Okay.
it all just came naturally. My cousin Dre gave me my first beat tape. It had the 1-800 Hustler on it, the Jay-Z joint, and it had a couple
Mhm.
other joints. And I just kind of took it from there.
Okay. That's what's
But he
up.
was the first one to call me Phenom too. He was like he heard me rap because like what I mean. My
Right.
first rap, he was impressed. He's like, damn, you like a phenom out here, and like what I mean. That's how
Wow.
it just
Okay. All
became
right.
the thing. Yeah.
So if no one has never heard your music before, what would be the first song you would play for them and why?
Uh, you know what? I have a I have a good catalog, but the first song I would probably play is this new joint, New York. NY is the name of the song.
Mm.
Because you know what, I've wrote about a lot of pain and a lot of my experiences, but this song that I got out now feels like the first time like I can unify like a big group of people. Everybody can celebrate, and it's like it's like a whole anthem. So it's it feel like a party vibe. So I would definitely tell everybody to check that one out when it drop
Hmm.
June 30th. And if you like the pain, I would tell everybody to check out the song I have called As the World Turns. And that's more in depth of, my experiences over the last 5 years and the hardships of being a parent, a single
Hmm.
parent, raising two kids and, just, going with that lifestyle and stuff. So I got a little something for everybody.
Okay, that's what's up. And we definitely a little bit later we're gonna get into that and with Young Green and talk about the collab and everything. So we definitely gonna tap into that. So prepare to say something on that. But we just want to take the time just to talk about your journey really quick as far as your upbringing. Like, what can you share as far as your personal upbringing and how it's created you to be the person you are today?
Well, I got I tell people I can borrow a cup of sugar from any neighborhood because I have a lot of different experiences. You know, I'm in my 30s. I've lived everywhere. I've been everywhere. I've done a lot of stuff in this short life. Hopefully, God grants me some more time. But
Right,
the biggest part of my upbringing is just learning about faith and being taught to put God first. As you
right.
brought up with the name, like what I mean, it's just all kind of a reflection a little bit. You know what I'm saying? So I would say that's my biggest part of my upbringing, right there.
Okay.
Um, and just being a solid individual to the best of my ability.
All right. So speaking of biggest, let's talk about what do you think is the biggest lesson you've learned being in the music industry? I know people have gone through the good, the bad, and the ugly, but is there something that kind of is on the plateau, so to speak, as far as a big lesson for you that you had to learn?
Yeah, that was to invest in yourself. Definitely
Mm,
invest in yourself. A lot of artists are talented. We have so many people, especially where I'm from. It's just filled with everybody that is so talented. Everybody has a beautiful skill set. But until you decide that this is something that you want to invest in, until you
hmm.
start looking at your brand like a competing company, you're not gonna get very far. Like you have to believe in yourself and you have to kind of copy and paste what you see like big brands going. Like, I'm not gonna show the bottle, but we all know what this is. Like the first time that we
Right,
see it. Like, I'm
right.
not gonna show the logo, but you know what this is.
You
And
know
that's
what it
because
is.
they have invested in advertising and doing all the right things to make sure that this is a household name and that
Right,
everybody knows what that is. Like, you know what I mean? So I would tell every artist to do the same. Be Pepsi, be Coca-Cola, be all these people that that are at the top because nobody's gonna hear you. You could be the best singer, the best rapper, the best whatever you do. You could be the best in the world at it, but nobody's gonna hear you if you're just in your basement, just waiting for a
right,
record deal. And
right,
that's
right.
how a lot of us grew up. Like, I used to cut a lot of tapes. My parents brought me they brought me this karaoke machine that I used to tape over. Like I used to put the instrumentals inside the top of the karaoke machine, grab the
Wow.
mic, press record on the tape player, and I used to record on cassette. and doing everything in my basement and shit like that. Like, oh, this is the
Okay.
best raps I ever heard.
Right.
Nobody ever heard them, bro. Nobody was ever
Right.
gonna hear them. Like, you know
Right.
what I mean? Like people gotta know. So the best thing is to do is invest in yourself. This is an expensive endeavor too. Like, you know what I mean?
Right.
That you want to recover from, like any business. So you got to
Right.
know what's necessary, what's cost effective, and when not to cut corners, because you don't want to cut corners and do bootleg stuff. But you do
Right.
want to learn new skills. You do want to learn how to use a camera, how to use a microphone, how to use a
Hmm.
DAW, how to use editing software. Like all those things
Hmm.
are something that can, you want all of it in your Rolodex in case somebody can't do it for you, you know?
Right. Yeah.
Right. Yeah, definitely. So speaking of that, do you think when it comes to the music industry that there are, let's say, gatekeepers in the industry, and how do you find the will or the drive to keep moving forward you with your personal goals in the music?
There are gatekeepers in the community. Probably on a local level, and
Hmm.
definitely on a higher like industry level.
Hmm.
But the best thing now, right, in the day and age that we live in, is that I feel like the game is in our hands. Number one, there's a service for anything. Like you can have 24 hours worth of content, and you can make your own streaming platform on TV. Like, you know what I mean, on Roku,
Right.
on Apple TV, whatever. Like, you know what I mean. That's number one. There's a service for anything, and number two, we're not in the age of record contracts anymore. Like, right? Because
Right.
like, and if you really think about it, like a record contract is nothing but a loan. They just put all these nice words around it, like, but it's a fancy loan with
True.
you get like a shitty APR, like, you know what I
Right.
mean?
Right.
Like, it's not even a good loan, like, you know? So we
Yeah.
live in a day and age where it's like if you can get the money to
Hmm.
promote yourself and put yourself out there, that's probably more important than trying to get next to like the next cat in the industry, because
Right.
difference between Jay-Z and the other person besides $1 billion. Actually, that is the difference. It's $1 billion. Like, you know what I mean? Like
Right.
he can promote his stuff, his wife's stuff all over the country. He has the budget to do so, and he has partners, and he's created a relationship to spend other people's money as well. But we can do those things for ourselves too, even if it's at a smaller level, and we're just
Right.
like.
Yeah. No, but it makes sense because I mean, you definitely got to put money into it, and of course, we know the bigger the budget, the higher the music goes. Because
Right,
I'm sure we can all agree there's certain songs you're like, how is that even one of the top songs? But
right.
they back it up with a lot of money, and you keep hearing it long enough, it's gonna end up being in your head.
You come with $20,000 of your own money, like, you know what I mean? Like,
Right.
the radio is yours in
Right.
certain, towns and states and stuff. So,
Hmm. So then, what is it that you feel now separates Judah Phenom from other artists that's in the Hudson Valley? Which you tapped on it a little bit because you have a little bit of that business mindset that others don't have. But do you want to elaborate a little bit more what you feel sets you apart?
so like I said, I live in a town in an area with a lot of talented individuals. Shout out to all the people that's on the grind. I think what sets me apart, at least right now, is just my ability to produce.
Mm,
Besides my creativity, I feel like I'm one of them people too. Like, you could steal every song that I have, and I'm gonna come up with a whole nother set of new ones that don't even sound like the first ones, and that are gonna be 10 times better. Like.
right.
But I feel like my biggest advantage right now is my ability to produce. Like, I do everything. It's pretty much homegrown. So it's just like I can wake up, I can go in the booth, I can record my video, I
Hmm.
can, I know where to promote it. I know how to move along, like, without having to rely on anybody. So I think that
Right.
that's my biggest advantage right now.
Okay. And you have an album out. I took the time to listen to it, but can you talk to the people about the title of the album and why you chose that? I believe it's Gemin 2 is what you called it.
Gemini 2. Gemini 2.
Gemini 2.
I'm famous for typos. You had it
Oh,
right.
that's what.
You had it right, because you know sometimes when you're doing things by yourself, like like you don't have nobody to proof check everything. Like there's pros and cons to everything. So
Right.
yes, the album cover does say Gemini 2, but it is definitely listed at Gemin 2 because the autocorrect shifted the I over for some
Oh,
reason.
okay.
Like yeah, so Gemini 2 was I have two albums, Gemini 1, Gemini 2, and two projects anyway. I don't even know if you could call them albums, but
Hmm.
it's basically just about the growth and the pain and the things that I went through in the last 5 years.
Hmm.
In 2020, I dropped my first project on DSPs, which was Gemini One, and shortly after that, I ended up with something called epiglottitis, which was
Hmm.
something that wouldn't allow me to breathe or swallow. Um, and and yeah, I almost died. So they put me in an
Wow.
induced coma for 9 days. And then from there, things started unraveling. So Gemini 2 was about some of those experiences that I went through during that time. And also, and yeah, just I could basically say it's just basically what I went through
Hmm.
in the last 5 years before 2026.
Now,
Or
when I was
before
listening
2024. I
to,
think I dropped it in 2024 actually. So yeah.
okay, 24.
From 2020 to 2024, it's just like, what I mean, some of the thoughts I was feeling and stuff. And you know songs like As the World Turns, they really help people. A lot of people have reached out to me and just let me know, they were going through hard times. It'd be crazy times too, like when somebody hits you up 5 o'clock in the morning talking about
Right.
your music, like you got something special. And
Right.
that's how I felt about songs like that on that project and stuff. And it was just, Gemini 2 was just really me just walking up the next step in the ladder to being more professional and
Right.
getting more things right. Because
Right.
everything is trial and error.
Well, speaking of stepping up, because I noticed I was listening to a song called "Man in the Mirror," and of course, looking in the mirror can be very challenging. I mean, that within itself is a lot of revelation, looking at yourself in the mirror. But is there something that you could share as far as your thought process, as far as creating that song, and anything you want to say, even beyond the song, as far as that concept of man in the mirror?
So when I came up with Man in the Mirror, the song is obvious. The album is focuses a lot on mental health because there was a time where I had to lock in and I had to go to my 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 most basic form, which is just being a parent. Like,
Hmm.
I have all these dreams and aspirations, but comes a time where, if you're a real man and your children need you, that you just gotta lock in with them. And that was a time where I was very isolated, as far as my personal life. And like,
Hmm.
there was a time where my children was the only people that I was really communicating and talking to.
Right.
So, that comes with a lot. And the album itself does focus a lot on you know on that subject.
Hmm.
um but the album also is about getting that chip off your shoulder, like,
Right.
and that's what I would say beyond Man in the Mirror is you know um get the chip off your shoulder. you know um Take a breath. Like, music is my therapy. That whole album is just therapeutical and
Right.
definitely got me out of some of the hardest times in my life. You know,
Mm. So speaking of that, because there's another song that I thought was really interesting called "Recently."
I knew you were gonna say recently too. I
Just
almost said it with you, but it's your show.
but it does remind me of how easy it is to fall victim to our own feelings. So can you
Right.
describe a time in your life when you were your own worst enemy and how you overcome that evil within?
Oh my gosh, probably most of my life I've been my own worst enemy.
Yeah.
Um, like we just being black. You know, it's so easy to self sabotage yourself because of the way our culture is set up and
Right.
the way in the way we perceive things, in the way that we deal with our own problems, especially anger and stuff like that. And I
Right.
done tripped myself out the bag so many times in life. You know what I mean? Like, and I
Mm.
just had to learn from my mistakes. Um, I can't really think of any particular time, especially now one that I would like to share particularly.
No,
But
it's fine.
I definitely have fell victim to being my own worst enemy, and you know, um, throwing on my own sword.
Right, right. So just seeing of what you went through, and you mentioned as far as family, I mean, what role did your family play as far as helping you to get back up? Is that something you had to do on your own, or is it just looking at the children, or what is it that kind of helped you to get yourself to another level?
Well, like I said, I come from a family that is very, very serious about faith and their walk with God.
Hmm.
So no matter what, I always have that foundation. If you listen to my first album, I have a sample from TD Jakes where he's talking about a ball that doesn't hit the ground can't bounce back. So
Hmm.
like I've always been one to think that trouble don't last always, and
Right,
whether it's 1 month you're down, 2 months you're down, a year you're down, like you always gonna come back up types. You know what I
right,
mean? So I always had that in the background. And as far as family goes, like, rest in peace to my moms. My mom's always held it down, always made sure that she would help me get the time for myself, time
right,
to really get things done, whether it's like taking the kids like for a couple weeks or whatever, like got a strong family unit on both of their sides, like
right.
so
You
I can't even front like like I haven't had any help or nothing like that, but yeah, family has been the key for sure.
right. Do you feel that family and friends support your career, or do they more than likely say, "Nah, put that down, do something else"?
I don't heard it all, and it's like you have to put yourself in a position to prove to people that you are who you say you are. And of
Hmm.
course, your first day at work, everybody's gonna think you don't know how to do the job because you ain't never done it before. But
Right,
as you get better at your job, you know what I mean? They're like, dang, he's really good at his job. Like, you know what I mean? So like I aim to please, man. I aim to please, like like, and I love a hater. So like anybody that doubts me, I just smile, and you know what I mean. I'm gonna prove you wrong because I know what
right,
I can do. I know my ability. A
right,
lot of
right,
people could speak fear into it because they don't think it's gonna work out because it wouldn't work out for them. But I would
right.
say for the most part, I have a great amount of support. I have great friends. I have great family, and and we all here for the ride, man.
Right, right. So, Mr. Businessman, explain to us what is Medicine Man Media, how it came about, and what does that have to offer?
So, Medicine Man Media is a production company that I've been, working in and out of for like the last like few years. So when I seen it, I was thinking of kind of just revamping the hustler's mentality. When I
Hmm.
think of a medicine man, and when I think of like how I did the logo with the black cowboy, what I'm thinking of is like them old Western movies where the dude would pull up in the wagon and he would just have a cure for everything and everybody.
Nice.
Right. So like it's like what you need, I got it. Like, you know what I mean? That's how it started. But then also I felt like being the fact that I invested in myself as far as equipment goes, like, cameras and studio equipment and software and things like that.
Right,
I just really wanted I just really wanted an umbrella to put everybody under, and I just didn't and if I'm gonna grow a page, I'm gonna grow it for everybody. I'm a type of person that likes to share my success.
right,
Um, at any level. So it's like if people are checking out my music or checking out my page because my music's on it, um, I'm gonna change my page to something where it can help everybody.
Right.
Much like how what you guys did with Urban Updates. Like, you guys
Right.
are definitely a pillar of the community, and you guys are helping everybody get their name out there. So we appreciate you for that for sure.
Definitely.
Like, and maybe one day my business will grow and my business will be another major platform like that will aid.
Right. Right. And it will. We say it will.
It will, yes. You got to speak into fruition. That ain't no maybes. When that happen, you feel me?
Right, right. So one thing I noticed though with a lot of people when because your focus is like you said, it's not just you, but you're trying to build your people up that supports you. But have you ever experienced um how do I say it? People who are often givers, sometimes they get used and abused. Do you feel
Of
like
course, yeah.
that's something that's happened to you and how do you overcome that?
Mm. Um.
Don't have to say any names, but
So I mean, everybody got like their proteges that didn't work out, like the Anakin Skywalkers of the clique. That you know what I mean,
right,
like they were supposed to be the next one. Now they you know what I mean, like
right,
now they on the other side of the field staring at you, like. Um. But it's like fool me once, shame on me. Shame on you, fool me twice, shame on me type.
right,
So it's
right,
like I
right,
never take anything to heart, especially when it comes to business. I know opportunities are available for everybody, and if something suits somebody better somewhere
hmm,
else, by all means. And sometimes they try to take a piece of the business with them, or they try to break down what you built and stuff like that. And
right.
you know, um, you got to be ready for that. You got to have your eye open for that, but you also got to just be in a position to rebuild in a moment's time. Like nobody can say that. Nobody can say they created me at the end of the day. So
Right.
that's just
Yeah.
how I feel.
Okay. So as far as speaking of business, and this is kind of a double-edged sword question, but how important is ownership as an independent artist? And are there times when it makes sense to give up some of your ownership for what seems to be a greater purpose?
Hmm. So ownership is really a lesson that I'm learning on my own. Like I said, everything is trial and error, and a lot of my previous projects was seeing how far I can get with what I got, kind of thing.
Hmm.
So more recently, I have been getting into good business practices as far as buying my beat, like not leasing my beats, like just buying exclusive rights to my beats,
Right.
making sure that everything is copyrighted and everything has this ISCR, and everything is coming back to me. Is because a lot of these artists don't understand how it works because the internet and all the information we have, it's
Yeah.
sort of like a double-edged sword in itself where you have streaming, you have platforms like United Masters and
Hmm.
all these other platforms that will stream your music, and you will get the streams, the pennies and the money for the streams, but you
Right.
won't get the publishing because you didn't take the time to get your ass cap and
Right.
those kind of things too, like the ASCAP or BMI, the
BMI. Right.
IMCR, the UPC, the contract for the beat. You know what I'm saying? Like you want to make sure you got the stems. You want to make sure you got your masters. All those things. Like you want to build yourself to be able to have all those things like upon your release. And that's my lesson that I'm really learning like right now.
Right. Yeah.
Like
As they say, dotting the I's, crossing the T's,
right.
making sure everything is in place. But speaking of that, because as we're focused on business and with the rise of technology and AI, just what are your thoughts when it comes to AI and music? Like good, bad, a little bit of good,
Oh.
little bit of bad.
As an artist, I can see the advantage, especially when it comes to beats and things like that. When I look at AI as a whole, I look at it as a paintbrush, the new paintbrush. Like
Hmm.
for instance, when we had traditional painting and acrylic paint and water paint, watercolors and everything like that, I'm sure there was a time that that when digital art came out, like, Photoshop and all those kind of programs, that the traditional painter probably felt like it was like a step too far. Like, oh
Right.
no, this ain't real art, this ain't that. So I think that there's a fine line between doing something cheaply and a new technology being the new tool. And
Right.
I feel like if you're an artist already, AI is going to be something that's going to be a tool for you. It's going to be the
Right.
new paintbrush. If everything is based in prompts, only your artist with a good mind, and that knows all the terminology and things like that is going to be able to describe, like, what exactly that he wants. So, like,
Right.
yeah, everybody has the ability to make some random images and art right now, but that one artist is going to be able to really describe what he wants and really do so much better than what other people are doing. I
Right.
personally, with music, I personally can't see myself using AI at this moment.
Okay.
But I know that it's been used brilliantly. Like DOC, like, we know that he lost his voice in a car accident, like,
Mm.
way back when and stuff like that, and he hasn't been able to rap because of the way that his
Right.
vocal cords were damaged. So for someone like that can give him a voice back, and I think
Right.
that's something beautiful. Same thing with Beanie Siegel.
Mm.
Um, but I don't. You gotta respect the artistry. You can't,
Right. Yeah. No, it makes sense. As long as you, like you said, is seeing it as a tool. Because I know
Right.
people have mixed emotions about it. It's funny because I remember this artist. He was talking about. I guess some artists were using AI to create their cover, so now AI owns the cover. But this one
Mm.
particular artist, he said, "No, I use it as a tool. I send it to AI. AI creates it. I see what they create, and then I take it, and then I create it from what they created." So he said, AI don't really own it. I just took their idea and now I created it. So I was
Right.
like, okay, interesting, you know?
At that point, I guess that's a collaboration. Everybody
Right.
got their own interpretation, though. Like, you know what I mean? Like, everybody got their own interpretation. I'm wary on where I use AI. You know,
Hmm.
I for visual aspects, for things that are not available to you, like, I feel like it's more acceptable.
Mm.
Um, but for, like I said, creating sounds, if you're using AI to write the music, to make the beat, to put the voice on the song, then
Right.
that's AI song, bro. Like, you know what I
Right.
mean? You can't, just cause you the one that
Right.
write a song about feeling sad. Like, you know what I
Right.
mean?
Right.
Like,
Right. Right.
it's
And
not
that's
the same thing.
and that's where the soul is not into it. It's like, all right, it
Right.
sounds good, but we don't really get you.
Yeah.
So I get that. But just let's take the time to kind of look forward to the future. So we have this new single you mentioned, NY,
Sir.
and I
And why?
checked
You
out.
see, we've been in NY gear since the Knicks won.
Right.
I ran out of Knicks shirts. I had to go back to Queens with it today. I've been wearing all my shit out. I went to
Right.
Maine. I had the Knicks jersey, the Knicks t-shirt, the Knicks snapback, the Knicks. You
Right.
know what I mean? Like,
Okay. So you going all out. So when it comes to the Knicks win, when they won the championship, how do you think the win will impact New York months to come, as well as how does it personally impact you?
okay, so I think it'll impact New York as a whole because, number one, unity. The
Right.
world needs more things where we can agree on, and
Mm.
I feel like when I stepped outside, everybody was everybody was all happy. There's people that wouldn't even normally talk to me. They see me in my Knicks jersey, they was beeping the horn. Hey! You know what I
Right,
mean?
right.
Like, hey, buddy. You know what I mean? Like, so I feel like for once we was able to put everything aside, everybody's differences aside. Everybody can just be a fan of New York, and everybody can have that pride of living
Yeah.
in the same state and living in the same region and being winners all together. So
Right.
I feel like that's one aspect where it helped the state and the area. Another aspect is business, man. This is gonna bring tourism. It's gonna bring people back to New York City specifically in the the surrounding regions and stuff. I feel like with this economy and everything and the way that things are going, you know, with politics, no matter what side you are on,
Right.
I think that people were growing weary of traveling to New York City, especially if you're not from New York City and
Right.
you ain't got no reason to be there. It's just like I'm not gonna go travel to the city. I gotta pay the tolls now. The tolls are all the way up. The
Right.
trains are all the way up. The congestion prices. It's just like they put a ticket on everything.
Right.
So I think that a lot of people have gotten weary of that type of situation in this
Hmm.
economy, and I feel like a win for the Knicks is just going to bring people back to New York.
That's what's up. And that unity is something that I experienced in the music video when I was watching it. So just give us kind of a rundown as far as working with Young Greena and having a couple cameos in the video, some legendary battle rappers. Just talk us through as far as the music and you deciding to release it and how this video came together and working with this beautiful lady here.
So listen, everything was God. Shout out to my boy Eddie Jux too. He in the building too. We all in the studio right now, man. But um uh so one of my side jobs is I know you the Jamaican one, but they say how Jamaicans got a lot of jobs. The
Got
brother got a
three
lot of
jobs.
jobs over here, right? So one of my jobs is I'm a roadie for like a really big DJ company around New York.
Okay.
And they do like a lot of bar mitzvahs, a lot of like school proms, high profile kind of parties though. And I got the chance in real time to see what kids who are a lot younger than me are listening to, and a lot of them are like really moving to the drum and bass kind of remixes to things. Everything is an upper. Everything's like all these
Right.
kids jumping up and down like that's the only dance move. Like what I mean,
Hmm.
and I'm like, man. One night I was working a prom in New Rochelle, and the whole time I'm just like looking at what the kids are reacting to, what's making them happy and stuff like that. I'm like,
Right.
man, I really want something that can be played everywhere, bro. And like 10 years down, 20 years down from the line, they still gonna be yeah, they still gonna be chanting it and singing it, and they're gonna still get happy every time they hear it because it brings like real joy to them.
Right.
So I was like, yo, I really want something like that, and on my way home, man, the dude I was working with was driving. He was playing Hot 97. I had my Ray-Ban Metas on, so I'm listening to beats on BeatStar.
Hmm.
Shout out to Two Shot, that's the producer of the track.
Okay.
While I'm listening to beats on BeatStar, while I'm also listening to Hot 97. And I can hear Funk Flex like, yeah, this is what New York sounds like. You know what I
Mm.
mean?
Right.
He dropping the bombs. He's saying that over and over again. He's like, I'm playing everybody's music from Jersey, Connecticut, and New
Right.
York because da 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 da. This is what New York sound like. Da 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 da. So I'm hearing the beat. I'm like, oh, this is what New York sound like. This is what New York sound like.
Right.
Like, you know what I mean? So I kind of just put those two together. And
Right.
once I got the hook, once I got the hook in the first four bars down, I was
Hmm.
like, oh, I need to go and I need to work on this fast because also like I knew that the Knicks was in the playoffs and they were about to
Right.
be in the finals. They were potentially gonna be in the finals. So I'm like, yo, it would be really cool if I can I think it was like probably game 4 of the semifinals or something like that. And they were just about to sweep. So I'm like, it would be really cool if I can just immortalize this moment.
Right.
So I got to the studio. I woke up the next morning. I went in my studio. just started recording the song, and I had the bridge, with the when I'm naming all the places, Newburgh niggas in the spotlight, like
Right.
I had like a real like Newburgh niggas in the spotlight, like what I
Right.
mean, like I put like a real edge on it. I'm driving,
Right.
I'm like, nah, this don't sound right. I went back home, I called Arena, and she was like, yeah, I'll be there in 15 minutes. I said, oh, yeah, you the person I need to work with. Like, you know what I mean? Somebody that is like, when you can call somebody like, yo, I'm in the studio, I got this part, and they're like, yo, I'm on my way. Like, you know what I mean?
Mm,
So we click naturally, like, and ever since then, we just been on the ride to see where this goes.
that's what's up. So, Greena, you want to share anything as far as just how you feel about the collaboration and the part that you played in it?
I think it was super dope. He called me, he hit me up. He's like, "Yo, come through." Of course, we live right down the street from each other, so it was nothing. I just popped up.
Right, right. You
And
should
so
have
he
been like, man, I walked all the way over here now.
Yeah, she took all the sauce off of it. It ain't down the street. It's like good, like, you know what I mean?
It's a
Nah.
hop, skip, and a dead jump. It's a hop, skip, and a jump. So I pull up. He put the beat on. I'm automatically feeling the beat. It's just like, all right. He's like, so this is what you gonna do. I'm like, let's go. Just got in the
Uh,
studio and do what he asked me to do. I'm really low key hardcore, so he wanted me to soften it up a little bit. So
right,
I hope y'all like me in the spotlight.
right, right, right.
And Rena is also like a talented writer, like, and so when you have somebody that is so used to writing their own songs, it's kind
Hmm.
of like it's kind of
Yeah.
it's kind of weird. Like, not that she made it weird or was hard or anything like that, but it's like, okay, who am I to tell you to do this part that I wrote? Like, you know what I mean?
Right,
Like,
right, right,
when you probably have your own type of input that you can put on, but she just like really just like let me take control, and she was very easy to work with in the studio. So.
okay.
And then
So,
I called her like the next day. I was like, yo, Friday, we're going to shoot this video. We're going down. Actually, I told her, I said, yo, we're going down to the city on Friday. You pulling up? Because we're about to go to the watch party. And I know
wow.
I mentioned the video, but sometimes I think she forgot that. But it was just like it was like a whole journey. Like, everything almost happened randomly. Like, you know what I mean? And then
Right.
she's tapped in with Harlem, so that's when the cameos came in, because she got a
Okay.
big presence and she got family out in Harlem. Shout out to Mook, shout out to Loaded Lux and stuff like that.
Right.
So, you know what I mean, like, she connected us too, and he was like, "Yeah, pull up, yeah, yeah, yeah."
Right,
And I was
right.
like, "Oh shit!" Like, you know what I mean, I'm on the
It's
phone.
very rare I go to New York and I don't go see my people.
Yeah,
Right, right. Well,
So yeah, it was lit. Like it
yeah.
was
that's
like
what's
it
up.
felt like New
She said
Year's
it felt
all
like New
over
Year's.
again. So
No,
it
that's
did. It did. It felt like we was all getting ready to go to heaven. It felt like a moment, like we was all there, like we all made it. We was all in the spotlight.
Especially because the Knicks won. Like,
That
right,
part.
everywhere we went was absolutely lit.
That part.
Like from beginning to end, that it could have been like a movie. I felt like I was in the Warriors or something like that. Like,
right.
but everywhere we went, it
Hmm.
was lit. We had everybody dancing at the. We went to like 3 or 4 different spots.
Actually, the Spurs should have felt more like the Warriors because they was the ones
Yeah,
trying to.
they didn't want
Sorry if
the
you're a
bop.
Spurs fan. Sorry,
All right,
sorry,
They
boppers.
had the bop.
Sorry about that.
right, right. Yeah, you were talking about everybody coming together. I was gonna say I'm sorry for the few Spurs jersey out there that's getting their
Sorry,
You know
ass
what?
boppers.
kicked.
We ain't seen no Spurs jersey in our section. So, like, you know what I
Okay.
mean? We was away. And we went on game 2. That was the best part. We went on game 2. After game 3, bro, shit was like, everything was like, you know what I mean? Like
Right,
that's when shit had a little edge to it. But when we
right.
went, the Knicks won. The whole place was celebrating. As soon as the Knicks won, we played the music.
It
The
was
whole
such a
dog
vibe.
was dancing with us. There's so many so there was so much footage that I had to leave out. Like, because we
Mm,
got so much footage of everybody having fun. Everything was so natural. Everything like I had an idea of what I wanted in the video, and when I had an idea of everything, and it played out perfectly. But it was just the idea. I didn't know, like, when you're in a place like New York City, and you're
mm,
just shooting with random like people and crowds and stuff. You never know how they're gonna react. But I'm like, I got the song. I'm like, oh, they're gonna react like this. They're gonna do
right,
this when I do this. And you know what? Everything just went 100% exactly where it needed to go. And then having Lux and Mook just you know give us their energy and their time was just the
right.
cherry on top. Like, you know what I mean?
Yeah. Yeah, because it definitely gave that New York vibe, and it was
Right.
definitely a
It
movement.
solidified it as a New York track.
Right, right. Yeah, so that was definitely fire. So it was good to see it because I'm like, okay, okay,
Right.
this is an anthem right here. I like it.
Right.
So as far as moving forward, just with that, the music, the release of the single and the music video, what is it that you want people to really get from it?
Unity, man. Unity. You see what
Unity.
it is. I had all type of people in the video. You know, and we went uptown with it, we went downtown with it, we was everywhere uh in Manhattan that day. And I just want people to get unity from it. That's really what it is.
Right,
Like I've written so much about, you know, my painful experiences like that, and it feels good just to be able to make something that's on the up. Like I want people,
right,
it makes me feel like I want to make music that's happy. Like Michael Jackson,
right,
he brought joy to people's lives. Al Green, he brought joy to people's lives, and these are people that, you know, had their own things. Marvin Gaye got killed by his dad. Like, you know, like, you know, there was probably a lot of things that were happening leading up to that, but you know, he
right,
still brought joy to people's lives. So I think that that's really what I really want, and let the Knicks. I feel like we got a dynasty on our hands. So I feel like
right,
it's a song that's gonna be relevant next year when the Knicks, because the Knicks have been in the playoffs consistently for like the last like 4 or 5 years and shit. So I feel like next year when they back at the finals again, this is something that we can relive all over again.
right, right. Well, no matter what, man. I mean, when it comes to New York,
Oh,
we know
Yankees, the
we New
Mets,
York
the
proud.
Giants,
So
the Bills.
right. So we gonna keep hitting it up. New York. Any excuse to have a New York party, we gonna do
Right.
it.
And you see, we was all turned out, bro. We was all
Right,
turned out. Energy still going on in New York. Like, you know what I mean?
right. So I noticed Greena had a guitar there. Does somebody play the guitar? What's going on?
I love the guitar.
Okay. Do you
Love it.
play the guitar or you just love the guitar?
Both.
Okay.
Both. Both.
That's
Yeah.
what's up. That's what's up. Now, how did y'all, if you don't mind me asking, how did you guys connect? Like, did you always knew each other or how did this happen?
Man, we went to school together. Like,
Wow.
they go, we go way back, like my grandfather's hairline.
Wow.
But it's just like you gotta wait for these pieces to connect when the time is right. The time's right. So like we was always like, you know, passing through. We live in
We're
the
gonna
same
work
town,
together. We're gonna work
small town
together.
vibes, you know,
Right,
and you don't want to waste the opportunity. So like we've been talking about working together for a while, but you know, I like to do things when something like when it's serious. That's
right.
when to bring the opportunity. I don't, you know what I mean. So I never really play with her time, and likewise with her. Like, you know what I mean.
So what do we have to look forward to as far as future music, videos, collabs? What's in the works right now?
Oh man, so right now we got a couple shows lined up. We supposed to be in Queens, July 12th. We're gonna be with uh DJ Lazy K and DJ Lovelace. And also shout out to Tiz TS for you, cause you know he's been giving me some pointers and some direction along the way. So we got some collaborations with him coming up. We got to, and maybe we're gonna do some more music. Who knows? Maybe a little EP, a little 6 song EP. Give you some
Right.
R&B, and you know, bring that classic Mary J and Method Man kind of vibe.
Mm.
Like you know. But
I definitely feel like we need more of that. Definitely.
right, and
So
she's a great artist,
Oh
and
yeah, I'm all the way with the shits.
I feel like
yeah,
R&B is one of them things where, you know, like it's the dying sport. Every rapper come on there, they get their little auto tune on, and now they want to be the singer. Like, nah, I like to let the singers be the singers. Like,
right.
so, like,
Yeah,
so I'm grateful. I'm grateful to have, you know, somebody on the team that definitely know how to, you know what I mean, hold it
right.
down when it come to getting on the mic. So,
Yeah, definitely. And it definitely brings a different dynamic. Instead of you just trying to play all the parts, just having a
right.
different soul that just ignites you to another level. So I love hearing that. So how can we, before we wrap it up, just share how we can follow you, how we can support you?
Okay, so my handle on every platform, almost every platform, is Judah Feenom, JUDAHFEENOM. My single New York is coming out on all platforms, Spotify, Tidal, YouTube, whatever you listen to music to. I don't give a damn if it's a phonograph. It's you're gonna hear it. It's coming out. It's coming. So I don't want to hear no excuses. Y'all better tap in, man. We going big. New York, get ready. Queens, we coming in July for the mixtape Queens party, and we gonna do our thing there. And first New York, then it's worldwide. I'm trying to get UK to tap in. I want to hear what UK sound like. I want to hear what New Jersey sound like. I want to hear what
Right.
ATL sound like. I feel like this is one of them tracks where it started off with, you know, the unification of New York, but we can make it the unification of the world, and we can have everybody put their piece in,
Hmm.
straight like that.
So speaking of, because you're talking about your faith and spirituality growing up, so the last question I'll ask you, how do you visualize yourself 5 years from now? Paint that picture for us.
5 years from now, definitely a father first, so I'm definitely gonna be doing that, taking care of those responsibilities. That's always it's God first, family, and then everything else after. Like, you know what I mean? So those two things will still be the staple in my life 5 years from now. You know what I mean? I'm gonna be a little bit more cleaner, a little bit more meaner about it. That's it. Like, you know what I mean? Like what you see here, but better. Like, you know what I mean? Like
Right,
flyer drops, like,
right.
better everything. You know what I mean?
So with everything that you're doing, how do you, I said it was the last question, but it prompts another question. But with everything that you're doing, how do you take time to really take care of yourself?
Um, Everything is definitely all about having a balance and making sure you have those days to yourself. But I will say, like, when I'm in a mode like this, when it comes to music mode,
Hmm.
I've had a lot of time to myself. That's the thing about it, right? Like, it's
Hmm.
like when on the off seasons when I'm not doing music, I dedicate a lot of time to myself. So much, sometimes too much time to myself. And with my mother just recently passing away, one thing I learned from that is that life is short. So what I mean? Like I'm
Right,
gonna have those times, but right now I'm consumed. I'm blessed with the energy to just go 100%, and then my body and my mind will tell me, all right, it's time to sit down, go enjoy that video game. But
right.
when I'm in a mode like this, it's no video games, it's no nothing. Like, I mean, other than taking the time out to maybe play with my kids and what they like to do,
Hmm.
it's just work and work and work and sleep. Eat,
Right,
sleep, and pray, baby.
right. All right. So, folks, you heard it here, but I want to give my man Judah and Greena just any final thoughts or final words or shout outs you want to give before you head out.
Shout out to my cousin Murder Mook. You are ill one. Thanks for being a part of our night.
Yes,
They
definitely.
Thanks
definitely
for
have your
Judah. Y'all just get used to seeing my face because you're going to see it again. That's all you need to know.
Right, right. Well,
right.
it helps that you have a pretty face, so that's good.
Thank you.
Yo, when we went to the city, we got off the train, right? Because we took the train out there. I wasn't dealing with the traffic. Um, we went to the city. We couldn't even walk like 5 feet. Like girl on the train was like, "Oh, you're so pretty." Like 5 feet later, somebody else like, "Wow, you're really pretty." Like we by the time we got out of the Grand Central Station, I think like 6, 7 people already told her how she looked, like how good she looked.
6, 7. Nah, let me stop.
I got kids,
Really?
bro. I can get with that.
Really, I appreciate it.
Nah, that's what the kids do. 6, 7. Like
Okay, whatever.
she's like, whatever. Skippy dude out of y'all niggas too. Nah. Yeah. Nah, but yeah. So my
That's what's
bad. I
up,
was
man.
taking your spot. Like he was asking you a question,
Nah,
and
nah,
Just,
you know your handle.
nah. It
um,
was good. So
But I
just
got
giving
some
shout
special shout
outs.
outs myself too. Boom. Shout out, certified soldier. As you can see, that was my man's that played the cameo in the video with the Yankee fitted on and shit. As you see,
Also,
he went viral. Where Mook and Lux, they had asked, they was talking about basketball, talking about who's better, Melo or Brunson and stuff like that. That
mhm.
video did numbers. Shout out my man Eddie Jux. Eddie Jux, he got a lot of projects on the way. He got some nice famous names that he's working with. You know what I mean? So be on the lookout for that. Shout out my man Tiz. TS for you, bro. He got some fire that's out right now. Shout out 718 The Plug and the Cake and Butter Show. Shout out my cousin Monique. Shout out my cousin Reese. Shout out everybody that helped us in the video. And of course, shout out Urban Updates for holding it down, bro, and helping us get to that next level.
Yes, definitely. And this is
I here
definitely
got
going
one
on
more.
different platforms. So,
I have to shout out DODS. That's my
yes,
team.
yes,
Yeah, Dark Side all day.
that's what's up. That's what's up. And if they forgot to shout you out, they got nothing but love for you. Anybody who's played a role in helping these guys, they got nothing but love for you, and there's many more to come.
And whoever helped us, we coming back for you. And whoever's
Right,
not with us, you know what I mean? We see you on the other side of it.
right, right, right.
God bless.
you gotta give thanks to your haters too. So,
I love haters, bro. Yo, I love haters because you don't know. Everybody got haters. I
yes,
mean, I don't know. I don't know. I don't know. I'm not.
Extra hater.
I don't know. I don't
everybody
know.
got haters.
I don't even know. But I
Right,
do know this, right? I love a hater. I love somebody that is first to criticize because you never know. Like once you're in your regular circumference, like everybody's always gonna congratulate you. Everybody's always gonna give you good reviews. Once I'm on
right,
the internet and I see the first person say something weird, like you know what I mean, it's something I don't agree with, I'm like, okay, I'm out that neighborhood circumference now. Like you feel me?
right,
Like now other people can have opinions on it. So everything's not supposed to be 100% absolute. So shout out to the haters. We need you too.
right. Definitely. So I want to say thank you guys for being on. Thanks for everyone tuning in to Q and Updates. Judah, it was a pleasure. Greena, it was a pleasure. To everyone out there, continue to stay informed of what's going on with Urban Updates on IG, Facebook. If you need to reach out to us, that's Urban Updates now at gmail.com. Urban
The
Updates with a Z now
hottest
at
media outlet out
gmail.com.
right now. Y'all bugging if y'all not checking in with them. Y'all
Well,
bugging.
Yes,
you know.
Bro,
definitely. So, Judah, again, it was a pleasure. Greena, thank you for sharing your
likewise,
pretty
brother.
face on here with us.
Thank you.
All right. And that's it. Look forward to us putting it up on YouTube. And ladies and gentlemen, we out.
We out.
All right, man.
All right, peace, man.
Peace.